This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network.
Hi, I'm Gearoid.
And I'm Niamh Kavanagh.
And you're listening to Agony Rants. Welcome, listener. We are here to heal your life on this wonderful Monday morning. No matter how depressing it is for you, we are going to make it better, aren't we, Niamh?
Yes, without a doubt. No matter how depressing it is for us also.
Yeah.
Which is normally how you're setting when you come in. Not that you're not delighted to see me.
In a towering rage.
Oh, really? I love it.
I'm in a towering rage, and I'm going to tell you for why.
Bring the rage. Bring the rage.
I was on a plane yesterday, right?
Okay.
Now, we know I don't do well with air travel. I don't believe in it. I think we all should have a raft. I was on a Ryanair flight, right? Now, the Ryanair flight was delayed. These things happen. It rarely happens on Ryanair, to be fair.
To be fair, it's usually in the vicinity.
They will
do anything.
They will slam that plane. Like, I think with Ryanair, in order for it to be on time, they just like turn off the engine when they see Santry and they just let it fall out of the sky.
Oh.
Because anything to be on time. But we were an hour delayed, right? Now, it was a particularly bad situation because there was a woman and I really felt for her.
Okay.
She was sitting behind me in the far corner of the plane. Like, I've got me seats on the plane.
Okay.
Right? It's either
so where do you like to sit?
Back row.
Okay.
Or second last row.
So you like to be near the back?
Near the back.
Especially with Ryanair, because you usually get off the back.
Get off the back. Yeah. Okay. So, and it's also, I sit on the aisle. Do
you get annoyed if they only open the front bit?
I don't get annoyed so much as I throw myself on the ground screaming.
Okay, so you have a tantrum.
I just get really upset and cry, wonder why the world has done this to me. Now, there was a woman on the back of the plane yesterday and she had a little baby, now a gorgeous little baby in fairness, who was losing its shit. It screamed the place down for the hour we were on the runway and for the flight, right? Now,
okay. Oh, so you were in the plane?
On the runway for ages.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's hard.
Now, this, I felt so sorry for her because she was stressed, like the poor mother. And she was on her own, right? Baby, like, was absolutely thrown a fit. But also, what's worse is, that situation I thought was bad.
Okay.
And then, you know the way like when somebody's really, really old, they get helped onto the plane? Yeah. Then this old lady came on with her husband, like this London couple. And they were like, oh, we're going to a wedding in Ireland, you know, all this. And everyone's like, nobody gives a fuck.
Are they sitting beside you?
They were sitting right beside. But the woman, the old lady kept like, oh, he's got such a big pair of lungs. And I was like, oh.
So she was clearly annoyed.
I'm going to deck this bitch. Yeah. I don't care if she's 80.
This mother is already under enough pressure.
She's under enough pressure. Like the woman, like I really felt sorry for her. You could tell her because she was like
doing her best.
She was doing her best with the baby, and she was. Now at one point, like an hour and a half into it, she did give the baby a bottle, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't realise you had a bottle. Anyway.
Could we not have done that earlier?
Nobody's perfect. That didn't cross your mind, no?
Did you use your inside voice for that?
I did, yeah.
Okay,
but
good,
anyway,
good.
I really, really felt sorry for her. It was a gorgeous baby, right? But the woman kept saying, like, this old woman, she kept doing things like, would you like a mint? Would anybody like a mint? I was like, I'm going to ram those mints down your throat if you don't shut up. Like, the last thing anybody needs is somebody, like, chipping in. And then she was, like, holding hands with her husband across the aisle. Right, which, yeah, adorable. But, like, there's people trying to walk up and down the aisle.
This face is not saying...
I was just like...
I'm sorry, this face is not saying adorable.
I was.
This face is saying...
I was actually...
Get seats beside yourself.
I was losing my mind, right? And then, I was on the aisle, and then the man on the inside, right? He was sitting in the middle seat, and he was all of a sudden the only man that was delayed.
Oh... Yes.
So he kept calling us, like, I'm sorry, is the flight, is it going to land on time? Is it going to land on time? It was like...
You're an hour behind leaving.
We're supposed to be landing now. Like, he was just an absolute bellend. And the other thing that he was doing, which drove me insane, was he had his elbows, he was in the middle, and he had his elbows on both of the armrests. Right?
Okay.
And then he had his legs that were, like... veering into the space of my space and the woman that was
Okay.
at the window.
He was doing that man thing,
he was doing the man spread. It was like, your balls aren't that big.
darling.
Yeah. And then he kept falling asleep and waking up and then like throwing his arms up, and I was like, I swear to God, now I'm at the end of my tether now. Because I want to clarify this for the listener, right? If you're on an aeroplane, everybody gets one armrest.
That's right.
Nobody gets two.
That's
if you're
right.
on an airplane and you feel that you have two, now unless you're in the very weird syncopated or what's it, not a symbiotic relationship where you and the person beside you can actually get your elbows on the armrest, unless that's happening and we're all comfortable with it, you only get one armrest, and these are the rules.
These
right?
are the rules.
The rules are, if you are sitting beside the window, it's the window side armrest. That's your armrest.
Is it?
Yeah. Your armrest is always window side.
Okay.
Because the person at the window gets the window. They can flop up against the window. The person in the middle
That's true.
gets window side because the other person's flopped up against the window. And the person on the edge gets window side.
So it doesn't
because
get hit by the trolley.
They can't get hit by a trolley.
Yeah. Okay.
Why is that so hard?
That makes sense.
I was so annoyed at this man, and I'm not proud of this.
Okay, what did you
I
do?
am not proud of this.
What did you do?
I made a decision that I am not proud of.
I might be proud of it.
I bought a coffee
Did you throw it on his...
with the deliberate intent of knocking it over.
Stop it.
Well, I did. That's how deranged I was.
Did you?
And I bought a Kit Kat for cover because, you know, it's like carrying a knife around your bag, but you carry a fork with it just in case, so people don't realise.
The fact that they're mismatched.
Yeah, it's like it's a Bowie knife and it's a fork, just in case I'm eating a steak on the bus.
Okay.
I was just like, I'm gonna actually knock this coffee over him now. I'm just like, I'm sick of this.
Okay.
Now, obviously, I stopped myself and had a Kit Kat and a coffee, and then I was very calm.
Maybe you just needed the sugar.
So,
And
that's
suddenly-
right. Turned on my
suddenly-
noise cancelling headphones.
I was going to say,
actually
suddenly you couldn't
grand.
hear the baby crying, couldn't hear the old lady offering everybody treats.
But then
Oh, what happened then?
we land in Dublin. Now, bear in mind, we are on the second row from the end of the plane,
Okay.
right? We land in Dublin. Ball bag in the middle
Oh, yeah, he's...
decides, I've got to get out, I'm delayed. It's like, we're all delayed, pal.
Everybody's late.
He climbed over me, right? He climbed over me, and then pushed his way through to the back of the to the 4 or 5 people that were in front.
Please tell me they
And then
didn't open the back
stood
door.
waiting for the back door to open.
Please tell
No,
me.
it did open.
That's the day.
And
That's the day I won
was
the
so
front.
frustrated, right? I was like, this man, I flung open the thing where your bag is over. Yeah. And like that L one, I put her crutch up there, right? Well, the crutch.
What kind of crutch?
It was like a proper steel crutch. The crutch fell down, and when I say it clattered 3 people in one.
But not the man, which is a bit unfair.
But not the man and not the woman. And I put it back up and she's like, oh, could you leave that down for me, please? I was like, okay, I will. I was like, do you know what? I'm getting off this plane before I commit mass murder.
But here's the thing, right? The majority of people don't fly as often as we do, right?
No, that's true, I suppose.
And so it becomes like getting on a bus. So it doesn't have quite the allure.
I know. Like
It
that's,
owns it. And then the other side of it is also people get very stressed in those situations.
Yeah.
And it brings out the worst in them, right?
and I know that what that woman wanted, like that old lady, what she wanted was everyone to go, oh, aren't you great? Or you're such an adorable couple. And, that's what she wanted people to say to her.
Yeah.
Whereas I was just like, I'm going to shove that crutch down your throat if you don't shut up.
And anyway, if you were assisted on the plane, you have to wait till somebody assists you off.
Oh.
Did you not know that?
Really? Mm-hmm. Can she not just get off?
Nope. You know the way they get the helped onto the plane? If they help you onto the plane, you've got to wait until they come to take you off.
Really?
You don't get to go off first. As a matter of fact, you have to sit there till everybody's off.
Because I did think that for the good of everybody, I was going to fireman's lift her off and just dump her on the runway.
Well,
it's just like, I'll help you off. I did that thing with the woman that was sitting the other side of that man where we were like, like clocking eyes and throwing our eyes heavenwards, And then I had me coffee cup, and I was like indicating, will I throw it over him? And then she was like, I'm out. Actually, this is far too much for me.
Did you have a whole conversation with people and they didn't know they were having a conversation with you? Gearoid?
Yeah, she was just like, this got weird. I'd imagine her version of events is there was this horrible man sitting in the middle of us when I was on the plane, and I think that was bad. Then there's absolute psycho. The other side was trying to get me complicit and scalding him. But look, what can I say? Everyone went away with a story, Niamh. I'm on tour.
Are you?
I'm on tour. Gearoid Rage. I'm mortified by that name, but anyway, Gearoid
Don't say
Rage
that.
is on tour.
Every time you say that, it hurts me.
I know, Niamh picked the name.
I didn't.
It's a great name for Edinburgh, but you know.
Why is it not good here?
Because my name is twice on the poster. It's just a bit embarrassing.
Oh my God.
So Gearoid Rage, it's all around the country. Which is very exciting. It's been wonderful to be back. I've been almost 10 weeks off the road.
Are you sure?
10 full weeks. And over the next few weeks, I will be in St. John's Theatre in Listowel. I will be in Westport Town Hall.
Very excited about Westport.
The Town Hall Theatre in Westport is absolutely fantastic. Last year, or was it the year before? It was sold out.
Okay.
It was fab. When I did Glamour Hammer there, and I'll be back with Gearoid Rage.
Okay,
and
good.
I'm told Gearoid Rage is a better show. Sounds like a crushing and damn.
And you know why that is. You know why that is,
of,
because it's a better name.
Glamour Hammer. Yes, of course. But so yeah, love you to come along. Westport, 8th of November. On the 16th of November, Saturday the 16th of November, I'll be in the Roscommon Arts Centre. Then I'll be in Debarras in Clonakilty on the 22nd.
Drop in and say hello to my friends.
I will, of course. And then in December, I will be at the Whale Theatre in
Greystones
for 2 nights, 6th, 7th. Yeah, 6th and 7th. And they're sold out. Tough luck. Tough luck, Greystones.
But if you're really,
you had your chance.
If you're really fast, you can go around to the stage door and see him come out in his jammies.
I'll be coming out in my pyjamas. But then next year I'll be doing all the bigger venues like Baker Street, Everyman in Cork, Glore, Mandela Hall Belfast, loads of other ones. So yeah, gearoidparty.com if you want to get tickets. Niamh, are you coming?
Yes.
Where? When?
Clearly to Westport.
A lot of free tickets in Westport.
I've got a lot of family there.
I'm going to be honest, it's a lot of free tickets in Westport.
We're ringing all my family.
Yeah, I mean it's literally yeah. Come on, Westport. I will not be shamed like this.
No. We
are pausing for a moment to remind you that you can support the show that you love, Agony Rants, by subscribing to Headstuff Plus. And in return for your pledge, you can pledge as little as €5 per month.
Really?
To us. And that will go towards paying for our parking, Niamh's diesel, my muffins.
Well, a lot of muffins.
A lot of muffins. A lot of muffins to keep this show on the road, baby. And in return for your pledge as a patron of Agony Rants, you will get bonus contents from us every second Thursday, which is our Vintage Rants.
Yes.
You will also get bonus content from all of the other shows on the Headstuff Podcast Network, which is worth every penny, isn't it, Niamh?
Every single penny. Of course, you still have to prioritise us.
You have to prioritise us. When you are signing up to Headstuff Plus, you get to decide which podcasts you get to support. You don't support any of those other ones.
No.
None of them.
No.
They're all the devil.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Evil. Nasty, nasty, horrible people. 100% of your pledge goes to Agony Rants.
They don't need your money the way we do.
They don't need it. They don't need your money.
We do.
And you will get bonus content from everyone, including the show that we're cross-promoting this week, Niamh, which is a great show, isn't it? Do you know what it is?
No.
No, absolutely not. Me neither. It's this one.
I'm very excited because I'm actually going to a lovely concert in Sitges.
Nice.
I know. Very, very, sounds very
Will there be
urban.
gays at it, Niamh?
There'll probably be gays.
There'll probably be gays at it.
There probably will.
I was only ever in Sitges for a day.
Really?
And I loved it.
Did you feel like you could live there?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I can live anywhere. Anywhere there's a bit of sun. I'm like,
know.
yeah, I'm here.
There's no sun in London. I'm just putting that in there just in case you're doing that thing. No, don't go down that road. We know where you're going.
And what's the plan now in Sitges?
Well, the plan in Sitges is that I'm going over and I'm going to do a concert. the wonderful thing about it is I'm only doing about an hour and 10 minutes, about 7:30 in the evening. It's very, very civilised, which I'm loving.
So you'd be finished by 7:45?
Oh yeah, I'll be finished by 7:45, probably another hour afterwards for photographs, and I'll have the crack because there's other concerts going on and there's a big festival, so I'm going to go and enjoy that.
That's going to be fun.
But I'm flying out Saturday morning and then flying back Sunday morning, so I'm literally in and out. I know. It's because I'm gigging here first, so that's the way it happens. But it's okay. That's the life of an urbane and interesting person, as we know.
Exactly.
But actually, the only thing I have to do is the night before, because my gig is so late in Dublin, and I have to fly at 20 to 7 in the morning, which is actually illegal for any artist to
20 to 7
in the morning. So I've booked myself into the short-term car park, and I'm going to sleep in the car park because there are no beds to book in the airport. Now, I know for a fact in Europe you can book like a room where you can go and sleep for a few hours in airports. You can actually do that.
Would you not go into a lounge?
Yeah, but they're not that comfortable.
You're right. They're
and
actually
they're usually
not,
miles
not like
away.
sleepable, yeah.
They're miles away from where you are. So I've done it a couple of times. An Owl Apple Green among the trucks. You literally
I've done that.
Make a bed in the thing,
Yeah.
and because I'll only have maybe 2-3 hours to sleep, so I literally switch the light off in my head, sleep for 2 hours, and then I'll be on a plane, which I can have a bit of a doze on. When I get there, I'll smile at people for a bit, have a shower, and then I'll be into the day. I only have to survive a day.
Maybe you can stay with me.
I know, but then, I won't want to
it's
leave
a lot,
you.
Niamh.
I won't want to
It's
leave
a
you.
lot. I know.
And you're
Here's
far
the
away.
thing.
You're not beside the airport. I'll be literally at the place I'm supposed to be. It'll be fine.
Here's what I want to do.
What do you want to do?
When you're talking about late gigs.
Okay.
On this tour, my plan,
Okay. Is
what
to
I
come
would
home.
really love to do, is just for one night, is that at the theatre I get into my pyjamas
And drive home?
and drive home. I've always wanted to do that.
Well, why not?
Well, I've never done it. There's two reasons I've never done it, right?
Right.
One, I've never done it because I would be kind of a bit mortified if someone clocked me coming out of the theatre in my jammers. And then, because that wouldn't, now Niamh, you can roll your eyes at that would be embarrassing.
It depends.
Because people would be like, oh, he's actually,
no.
he's insane.
No, it depends on what's on your pyjamas.
Yeah, okay.
Okay? It depends on what type of pyjamas you have.
I like nice pyjamas, like just like the idea of just being cozy.
You could get yourself a onesie.
I have a onesie.
Of course you do.
Of course I have.
Of course
I have a
do you have
onesie.
feet in your onesie?
No, I don't. No, that's no. But like, I
What's
want
on
to
your
do
onesie?
that.
What colour is your onesie?
My onesie's grey, and then it's got like green and yellow like stripe in the middle of it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's great. I look great in my
Well,
onesie.
surely that would be like a leisure suit. You could wear that.
No, but if you come out of the back of a theatre, like people are like, he's absolutely out of his mind. He's crazy.
My main concern would be that if I was in an accident on the way home and I had to get out of the car.
That's the thing. If you had to get out of the car, they'd be like, oh my God, well, of course it was his fault. He's absolutely insane. He's in his pyjamas. Or if you have to stop and go to the toilet in an apple green. Because when you stop and go to the toilet at those late night petrol stations, the people that serve it, they always look at you like, this man's up to no good. Like, here, where he is, it's a deserted motorway in the middle of the night. And if, like, added to that, if you're in your pyjamas.
Yeah, it does add an extra. Although COVID, I feel, and even before actually, there's been a normalisation of people shopping in their pyjamas. You used to see it all the time.
Well, and I live beside a Tesco's.
So
and
people.
So many times I've thought, just run down, but I never have. In the 15 years I've lived there, I've never.
I'm going to say I'm super proud of you.
Gone into that.
I once dropped the boys to the train station in my pyjamas.
In the car, that's grand.
You say that, right? But there's a lot can happen in that time, and I don't know how I would ever.
I've dropped people to the airport in my pyjamas.
So what's wrong with coming out of your gig?
Because if you see people,
are they crowding around your stage door?
No, they're not. But like, just if they did, do you know what I mean? Like, the illusion's really shattered. Maybe I'm just going to say on the podcast, I'm going to say, look, for Westport, I'm going to be in my pyjamas, so nobody come near me.
What's your illusion? People are wanting outside.
No, I'm going to do that because like if you live in an apartment, that's the great joy of gigging, is that you leave the theatre and you're like, once you get into the car, you're like, I'm not outside now.
Oh, that's true. Because
nice.
you park underneath.
Yeah, you park underneath and get in the lift.
Oh, God, I'd be so in my pyjamas. Are
Yeah,
you joking?
I'm going to start doing it.
Do it. I mean, don't wear slippers.
No. I know, you've got to wear, no.
No, that's the only thing. But no, totally. Totally in the jammies. If you get the right kind of jammies, that kind of, people will go, yeah, are they? I don't know. You know, if you have the right jacket.
No, my pyjamas.
Or a big coat.
Like, no, they're very much.
A big coat.
They're very much.
You could get one of those big, have you got one of those big puffer coats that people wear now? Or, you know, like.
I do. I don't have a long one, but I wore one on the movie and I just, nobody ever asked for it back.
Oh.
I mean, when I say nobody ever asked for it back, I put it in a bag and took it from the set.
I know.
Yeah.
They didn't know where it went till now.
Yeah, it went missing.
You better hope they're not fans.
No, that's not what happened. I just want to clarify. We went to Maspalomas and they asked about, they were like, can you take your costumes back in your case? And I was like, yeah.
Okay.
And then it just, what do you do with them? Like,
well, they didn't come looking. It's not yours.
And trust me, the clothes I wore in that movie, there's nobody wants them. Nobody wants them.
Not even the budgie smugglers.
No, I didn't wear them. There was just shorts.
Shame.
Niamh, we have reviews.
I love reviews. Tell me what my reviews are.
We don't have follow-ups though.
Oh, I know. But then.
If you've got a follow-up, if we've helped you or, you know,
sorry,
or not, we'd love to hear.
They might be still solving their problems.
Yeah.
To be fair, there might not be a resolution yet to follow it up.
Oh, I would doubt there's any resolutions. But we would like, if you want to update us with not necessarily the actual resolution, but the progress.
Okay.
agonyrounds@gmail.com, you can send them through. Mm-hmm. So we've got some reviews. Here's one from Apple. Love the show. Gearoid and Niamh are so lovely and have a brilliant dynamic. Love listening to them every Monday. Love their mix of no-nonsense approach and thoughtful advice. A must listen for anyone looking for good vibes.
Wow, isn't that lovely?
Gorgeous.
That's a nice thing.
Now we have another one that was on Spotify.
Okay.
Which I'm not proud of.
Oh.
Because the review is from Gearoid.
From you? And
it says Gearoid is my favourite. So
what?
I clearly at some point had a drink.
Did you seriously put that on?
Yeah, I think I must have. It's from a year ago. I have no memory of doing this, but clearly I did.
Show me. What do you think about this episode? And you said Gearoid is the best.
Yeah, I said Gearoid's my favourite, and it's by somebody called Gearoid. So, well, look, if you go looking, you find things you don't want to know.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I have a question.
Go on.
The question is, sometimes when we get the problems, they say, Dear Gearoid and Niamh, and then sometimes they say Niamh and Gearoid. Do you think that means anything?
I'm going to be honest. Dear Gearoid and Niamh, dear Niamh and Gearoid.
You put it.
If they come in on Instagram, I put that in.
Okay.
Because for some reason, when people send us an email, they say Dear Niamh and Gearoid. Mm-hmm. But when people say Instagram, they don't do a dear. Isn't that interesting?
Do a dear.
Do a dear.
A female dear.
So I sometimes put that in.
Okay. Dear Gearoid and Niamh, loving your work. I'm a big fan of the show since I listened to you after seeing you on the 6 o'clock show a few years ago, right after I was dumped.
Oh no.
And you made me laugh so hard. Well, there you go. Gearoid, I went to see you in Dundalk last week and oh my God, I was in pain laughing. Sorry about the fire alarms.
I forgot about, there were fire alarms.
Wow.
I'll tell you what happened.
What happened?
Somebody messaged me afterwards and told me what happened because just at the last 5 minutes of my show, the fire alarm went off 3 times. And
were you that hot?
Really annoyed.
Were you that hot?
But apparently it was some obnoxious guy who was being a bit of a dick to the people around him. He can be seen on video camera, like it was recorded, of him pushing the fire alarm. Yeah. Dick.
Sacked.
Okay. So sorry about the fire alarms.
There you go. The reason I am writing is my only sister has moved away to Canada. Both of my parents passed away in the past 2 years. So at the moment, it is just me. Okay, I'm really sorry for your loss.
That's very hard.
I'm planning on going to visit my sister for Christmas. And I'm considering mentioning to her that I would like to move away too. I felt while my parents were old, I wanted to be close to them. She moved 3 years ago for her husband's work. And I would like to move there too. But I feel that if she doesn't want me... Oh, right, okay. If she doesn't want me to, she wouldn't say so. I'd be afraid that instead of her actually having a conversation with me, she would want to keep me at arm's length. I have always got on well with her, but chasing my little sister to the other side of the world feels a bit pathetic. I could go somewhere else, but it'd be nice to be close to her. Thanks for the laughs. You really are the best, Paula.
Oh, Paula.
Well,
That's a lot now.
it is a lot. It's a lot because you're dealing with grief, and obviously this is, you said, about 2 years since your parents passed. Oh, in the past 2 years. So there's been a lot of change in your life in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And you've been dealing with your parents probably quite a lot if they were not well or if they were older. Maybe you had to do a lot of the work with them.
And also in the past 3 years, you've lost your parents and your sister.
Yeah, it's a lot.
That's an awful lot.
I can totally understand that you're feeling quite lonely, like you're a little bit rudderless maybe.
Yeah.
And perhaps, you know, the desire to move over with her, closer to her, sorry, not with her, obviously, because
Yeah.
you're not suggesting that, and I totally understand that, is part of that. It's part of that needing
Yeah,
to
you
feel
want a bit
connected.
of connection.
Have you got friends here, Paul? I'm nearly sure you must have.
I think what you should do is you should. Are you visiting your sister anytime soon? You're
Yeah, she'll
planning
go for
to visit her
Christmas.
for Christmas. Okay. I think when you're there, you should just open that conversation and just be like, you know what? Since Mum and Dad died, I really feel like I want to get out of Ireland for a while.
And I'm a bit disconnected. How would you feel if I kind of came over broadly here, you know?
Yeah, and do you know what I would say? The second you say that, I bet you your sister will say, why don't you move here?
She might. Yeah, maybe don't be specific about coming to her.
Yeah, just say that you want to get out of Ireland.
Yeah, that you're ready for a change, even might be short term, whatever, just for a bit. I think, to be honest with you, Paula, if you get on well with your sister, then you should have that conversation. There's nothing to stop you. And if you can go anywhere in the world, why would you not want to be close to your sister?
Of course.
As long as you're not living on top of her, you know.
Yeah, and like that's something to be mindful of, that if you were to do something like that, you would have to go and forge your own life. It's not fair to just go over.
No, and it would put a lot on her if you were doing that. So, but then she might be delighted because, to be fair, she's been there for 3 years. She's had to rechange her life, introduce it to people. She might be excited about bringing you into that space. The other thing you might bear in mind is that how permanent is her move there? Because if she had to move for her husband's work, will that likely to move her again? You know?
That's a good point. And the other thing is, she could be delighted to have you there, because if she moved for her husband's work, she may not necessarily have been, you know, if it wasn't for her husband's work, she may not necessarily have gone.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
she might be delighted to have a little bit of home there.
Yeah. I just really think that you should consider, Paula, the great thing is that you're going for Christmas. Don't go as if you're going to move, right, in your head. Go and experience life there, because you may get there and actually not really like living there.
Yeah.
You know,
but stop overthinking it, because you're saying here that you say chasing my little sister to the other side of the world feels a bit pathetic. No, it's not.
It's definitely not pathetic.
You've moulded that in your head.
Do you know what? Do they have children? She might be really grateful to have her sister.
Yeah, and you're never too old. It's never too late to make these changes. Like, I definitely think that you should.
Okay, so that's one part of this. But the other part of it is your life has drastically changed now. And maybe you should be exploring what you should be doing with yourself. And by that, I mean, are you going out with your friends? Or what are you doing in your life? Is there things that you can improve the way you're living here? You know, just the only reason I say that is that's kind of a knee-jerk response, in the sense that you want to go and live near your sister, which is totally understandable, and there's nothing wrong with that. But perhaps that won't be the answer to how you're feeling.
Exactly.
And I don't mean that, you know, that just to be devil's advocate.
It may not be the answer. Like, it could be that you feel like you're in a rut, and sometimes when you're in a rut, what you may need to do is crawl out of the rut, but it might feel easier to like rocket yourself out of the rut by like catapulting yourself to the other side of the world. Yeah.
I just think that maybe you should look at why you're unhappy. And if it is just that you want to feel connected to your sister and live in her space, not in her space, but near her, then absolutely have at it. She might be delighted, provided you're not going over there expecting her to give you your life, which is very unlikely.
Yeah.
You don't sound like that kind of person.
I will say the worst thing you can do in this situation, though, is stew on it, not do anything about it.
And then get cross.
not mention to it and overthink it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then get bitter about it. I think what you need to do is go, okay, acknowledge I'm feeling the itch, I want to go. So you need to start making plans to either do that or be open about it. There's no reason you should be sitting there with your sister at Christmas going, should I mention it now?
No.
Should I mention it? Don't do any of that. It's not a big conversation. You don't have to ask anyone's permission to do any of this.
No, and you're not coming with your bags packed.
No, just get on with it. Get it done.
Go, enjoy the thing. Tell her you miss her.
Yeah, and also, like, if you've got no ties, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? And even you say, I'm thinking of coming over for a few months. Give it a shot. You know, don't.
It might not work.
It might not work. You're right.
But it might just be
It might dislodge you from wherever it is you are. But, you know, the reality is there's so many options here, but I think you need to kind of take a little look at where you are at the moment.
Yeah, and you need to go on, like, go look at the embassy website, see, like, what sort of visa you could get. And just start all of that, just so you know, because there's nothing worse than going, I think I'm going to do this, and thinking I'm going to do this, and then making absolutely no plan to do it.
Yeah.
Because that's the sort of thing that will rot your brain.
I mean, don't go over there with the visa already stamped and say, I'm moving in tomorrow. I'd say that might freak her out a little bit.
Yeah, and also you don't have to wait till Christmas to have this conversation with her.
Oh, exactly right. I agree.
You can say it on a FaceTime. Just be like, you know what? I really want to get out of here. I just want a little break. Because you see, what's happened is your sister's grieving for your parents. Of course she is, but she has been away for a long time.
That's true.
And that's different to being right with them, you know, on a date or seeing them weekly or whatever it is. It just is. Yeah. Because when there's distance there, of course your sister loves them. Of course, you know, she misses them. But you are affected on a day-to-day because, like, you actually physically saw them.
Yeah.
A lot more than she would.
You know, your whole rhythm of life has changed because of this.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is it won't necessarily be resolved by you going to Canada. The thing is you have to find out why your new rhythm here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that doesn't mean that you can't go to Canada. It'll be a wonderful thing. Right.
But you've had the breakup as well. Mm-hmm. You had a breakup, your sister left, you lost both your parents. You need a bit of an adventure. You need a little bit of, you know, it's time for an adventure. It's time for a little bit of shaking your world up a little bit because you can feel from your letter that you're a little bit in the doldrums, and I think a little bit of time away, a bit of fun, a bit of exploring, that'll do you the world of good. Yeah, Paula, go.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Or maybe take a sabbatical and go and travel.
Yeah, she might have money though.
Okay, that's fair enough. Is there any sort of
fraud you can commit at work?
I was going to say, have you any transferable skill?
Maybe you should get an inheritance. Sell your parents' house.
Oh.
Sell your parents' house.
Yeah. Tell your sister you're not going to...
Tell your sister it was burnt down. Burnt to the ground by vandals. Oh, terrible shame.
There was no inheritance. There was no money.
Then go over and buy a Porsche.
There was no money.
Paula, I hope it works out. You don't need anyone's permission to go and enjoy yourself, so just go do it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Niamh, we have another problem.
I love another problem.
So, dear Niamh and Gearoid, I love the show. Niamh, you are incredible. We saw you in the Civic in Tallaght a few years ago and you were incredible. Please come back, Niamh.
I'll be honest with you. I've been in the Civic quite a few times.
I am writing because I have a strange problem. My brother is gay. And coming to stay with us. And is coming to stay with us soon. Now, listen. This is a serious letter and it's worth a reread. My brother is gay and is coming to stay with us soon. My husband is really upset as 18 months ago my brother told us he is HIV positive. He is on treatment and can live a normal life and has a partner that is not HIV positive. Obviously we were shocked when he told us, but relieved that he is doing well and that he felt he could tell us. I didn't know anything about HIV and did lots of reading about it afterwards. I fully understand that my brother is okay. The problem is my husband does not. This is going to make me really annoyed.
Okay.
He doesn't want my brother to stay because we have children and their safety is the priority. I think the priority is finding a new husband.
Oh,
But anyway, we're gonna move on.
Let's get to the end of this.
To make matters worse, we are actually living with my parents, and my husband is making it difficult for my parents to accept that my brother, what my brother has disclosed to us. I hate your husband. Anyway, I feel really guilty, but he is my husband. Well, you can fix that. I don't know how to get him to understand without him doing the same reading that I did. What do you think I should do? I realise this is a sensitive one, and I hope it isn't a buzzkill, but I'm genuinely at a loss how to handle this. I know you will have some wise words, Niamh, and Gearoid, I cannot wait to hear you roast my husband. He's not a bad guy, really. He's a bollocks is what he is. Love, another Niamh. I hate that man.
Okay,
Hate him.
get your roast over first.
All right, we're getting the roast over.
Okay.
Firstly, HIV is a chronic illness now.
It is.
It is not a death sentence.
It's true.
You can get, I can never remember which is which. PEP or PrEP? No, PrEP is the one I'm going to go out riding. So you
Okay.
take PrEP.
All
so
right.
you won't get it. PEP is the one that you take if you have it.
Okay.
And that makes you, that basically lowers the virus in your system. And then when you're now let me get this right. When it's undetectable, it's untransmittable.
There you go.
People who are HIV positive and take this become undetectable. So it's untransmittable.
Okay.
Right? And your husband has the audacity. He's doing the equivalent of, I'm not bringing my children up in that plane because that plane could fall out of the sky because heavy things fall out of the sky.
I bet any money is not saying that.
And I bet she's not saying that. That's what he's saying. Secondly, the idea that he is propagating this crap to your parents in their house about their son and challenging their relationship with him is like
While living under their grace.
under their roof. What a prick. Now, I'm sorry that he's your husband and you love the man, and I know that you wanted probably to hear about how you could like maybe have a nice soft conversation with him. I would say pick up the iron and put it through his fucking head. But anyway.
Okay. So I'm going to balance that out where there's less violence.
Go on.
Okay, but actually equal reaction.
Go on.
Because I think this is rooted in fear for him and ignorance.
Yeah.
And it is no longer acceptable to be ignorant about this situation. That's the very basic thing. You have educated yourself, you understand about it. People are constantly trying to educate people about HIV. Unless your husband is planning to do a lot of liquid transfer, shall we say, between him and his brother, his brother-in-law, there is absolutely no fear that they're going to contract HIV positive.
And even if he's undetectable, no. Your husband can bang him without fear.
There will be no conversation about this other than the fact you are being too kind here.
Yeah.
And I understand why, because you love him, and probably in a million ways your husband is not a bad person, right? And I totally get that. This is fear and ignorance, and there is absolutely no reason in this planet for that nowadays. If you feel it would be easier, you need to go to them, your parents and him, to say, listen, we have to educate ourselves about this because there is nothing to be afraid of. If you're unhappy about being here, to your husband, perhaps there's somewhere else he could be while this happens. Your parents need to be there. But I don't think you should give him a get out of jail card.
No.
You should be very definite that because where's his consideration of you?
Like the other thing, it's kind of an indicator, it's kind of a red flag, is there's some reason why you're not
confronting this
and throwing a fit with him. And it sounds like, oh, well, if I start, you know what he's like, he'll, X, Y, Z. And it's kind of like, I think that's the big problem, because you have all the information. And you're allowing like a pretty horrible situation to develop. So I think that you need to look at why you're not head on confronting this.
Well, that's quite difficult sometimes. It depends on your relationship with someone. If you're not inclined to be having those conversations with people, it can be difficult. You give them a choice. If you're not comfortable being here, you're welcome to go and stay somewhere else during that period of time, and you can explain to my brother why you're doing that.
Yeah, and also, but you can't make him feel self-conscious or shamed in his own home.
No.
Because you're thick.
No, definitely not. And actually, you know already that your children can't contract it.
I know.
So why are you letting him do that? In the 80s and 90s, people were afraid of AIDS and HIV because they didn't understand it.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the nightmare COVID must have been for your husband in this situation. Your parents might be a different conversation because they're a different generation. They don't understand, and maybe education on their behalf is important. So maybe there's a way you can look at a documentary about it, maybe look up and see if there's some reference that you can give them rather than doing all the reading, which can be difficult. There's some nice movies, maybe something that will educate them not to be afraid of what's happening.
Do you know what's interesting? You made a good point there. You probably will not be able to educate, your husband.
Because I guarantee that's more than about HIV. I suspect that also might be he's not comfortable because he's gay.
Yeah, probably.
And we know that happens a lot. Right?
But what you should do is you should make it very clear to your parents. That's where you need to educate. And then what your parents can say is, then it's your parents' job to turn and say, as long as you are under our roof, to your husband.
Yeah.
Because the important relationship is with your parents. The important relationship for your brother is your parents. So I think if you really hammer it home to them, and I'm sure they will want to be educated because it's their son.
Listen.
Then I know it feels like you're going against your husband, but somebody needs to, because this man is not getting enough pushback.
And actually, to be fair, no marriage contract or the best of marriages are not based on agreeing in every space. I'm sorry, I'm right on my soapbox about this. Because actually, just because he's the man in the relationship doesn't make him right.
No, also just because he speaks the loudest.
And actually, apart from anything else, even if he is right in his head, which he's justified to be.
He's probably one of these men that's kind of like, I'll do my own research. Thank you very much. It's like, okay.
We know them. I just think...
Yeah, I think send him to Jesus, cut his brakes.
No. That's very unfair. He probably is a decent enough fella. So seriously, Niamh, I'm completely telling you to go with your heart here. But honestly, you cannot let this sit. Your brother's coming home. You cannot make him feel that way.
No, exactly. This needs to be sharp.
He has a right to come home and see your parents.
Sharp and quick, yes, exactly.
At the very basic, he needs to be able to come home and see his parents. And if his parents don't want to see him, then that's between them and him.
Yeah.
You should not be the cause of that.
What you should do is, you should tell your husband that he just needs to relax and run him a nice hot bath, then throw the toaster in.
I'm going to get the disclaimer out here again.
Job done.
I'm going to record a disclaimer that I'm just going to press every time you say murder the person.
Look, murder's very underrated. And here's the thing. Sometimes doing the act, sometimes you don't have to murder somebody. You just have to decide to.
Oh, okay.
Like, look at me. Look at me on that plane. I bought the coffee to throw over that man. I didn't throw it.
No.
That's Mother Teresa territory as far as I'm concerned.
You felt empowered to...
Yeah, because I know I can scald this man if I need to.
So maybe
but
not.
I'm choosing not to.
Maybe not go for murder, a light scalding.
I swear to God. The problem is because I know the man. Do you know what I mean? I can picture the type.
We know this kind of man, yeah.
Yeah, tell us something else that they're not telling us. I was like, okay.
And they probably, and they're probably brilliant people to the person who loves them. Probably true. But the problem is, then they're led away with that. It's like both children. You can't let that happen.
Yeah, don't let them away with
Your
it.
whole life is going to be guided by that.
Yeah, also, don't let them away with it. And also, you need to be strong on this. Like, really be like, no, there isn't. This is not something that's debatable here. We're not debating science.
Now, and the other thing is, what are you educating your children with?
Yeah, you don't want them listening to him.
That's not the way forward.
I'm so annoyed.
I know you are, darling. That's a bad way for you to finish the night show. I don't know if that helps you, Niamh. I really just hope that you understand what we're trying to do here.
Yeah, you've got a job ahead of you. But I would say,
if you need advice,
dig your heels in.
I think Gearoid has a spare day coming up soon.
Oh, I'll come round. Niamh.
And educate him.
Yeah, I will come round.
Well, I hope it works out, Niamh. Please let us know how you get on.
Do let us know how you get on.
I know.
We'd love an update.
We would,
because I do think, to be honest with you, right, he does sound like the sort of man that the tiniest bit of information,
Yeah.
he will be empowered by.
Yeah, but you're brushing it across. This is a real problem. Some people don't understand about this. They don't.
Yeah.
But I think there's no excuse for that.
Whatever about not understanding it.
Not nowadays.
And it not being in your head. Like,
No.
and just not knowing it. But being in a situation with the wrong information
Yeah.
and then actively spreading that to other people
Yeah.
that will affect the person's relationship, that's just
Yeah, but
pig
honestly,
ignorance
that's
and
not unique.
monstrous.
It's not unique in
No,
the world.
it's not.
There's a lot of it. Sure, years ago, it would have been in the pub. You would have believed the person in the pub before you would have been. But
Exactly.
nowadays, you can educate yourself so easily. Start with your parents, I feel.
Yeah, start with your parents because that's the
You need
primary
them in your corner.
relationship. Yeah, your brother, like, no offense, but if your husband's a dick, your brother probably knows it. He probably doesn't expect
It won't be news to him.
this much.
Won't be news to him.
Yeah, exactly. He probably like.
This feels like it's more than HIV.
Yeah.
It's an excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that was very intense.
I know, we're very serious today.
Very serious today.
Very serious today.
Niamh, it's been wonderful to talk to you.
Always, I love it.
agonyruns@gmail.com if you want to get in touch.
We would love it.
And we will be back next week on the free feed, next Monday, and there will be a vintage rants either last week or next week. Who knows? It's always a surprise for us.
Always a surprise.
And we would love it if you supported us over on Head Stuff Plus because that will help us keep the show on the road.
Without a doubt.
We'll chat to you next week. Bye.
This show is part of the Head Stuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with Head Stuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.